3.5 years later, these two lovebirds, they are still dating. And guess what? They're gonna get married! Oh my god, they're gonna get married. Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm MK Cosplay and I do tutorials and story times. And today happens to be the first one. So buckle up, grab your coffee or tea, and join me for the story. Today I'm going to be talking about my first convention and a few juicy bits of this exciting adventure. So, it all started when I moved here to Illinois from Arizona, my junior year of high school. You know, that's a really crappy time to be moving. But my first friend, who I met in my physical education class, she was very kind to me, and she took me in with open arms because she told me she knew how it felt to be a new student. After I get to know her for a few months, and we find out that we both like anime. How crazy is that? What a small world. We get to talking about conventions, and when the next convention is coming up, that's when I started to kind of explore the convention scene, and it was a very scary process at first, but knowing her made the process so much easier. And she's also the same person who mentioned my current boyfriend to me, and I had no idea who this guy was. But we'll get into that later. So after we start talking, she tells me about the previous year when she went, and she took this guy and some other friends, and it was a really great time, she said. So I told her I wanted to go to a convention, and a bunch of other friends of her acquaintances also wanted to go, so we ended up linking up and ended up getting a hotel with some friends. But there's another part of the story that plays into all of this. The guy, my current boyfriend, I didn't meet him because of her. I ended up having homeroom with him, and I didn't even know it was. I was just attracted to him, you know? One day I wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I had no one to play with because my other friend didn't want to play at the time. I approached this guy, and he had on a nerdy looking shirt, and I asked him if he ever played D&D and if he wants to play with me. And of course he has. So we actually met through Dungeons and Dragons. Wild life, you know? And after a few months before the convention of us playing Dungeons and Dragons, my boyfriend brought one of his friends, and that friend brought another friend. We'll call them W and R. W and R. W and R worked together. They and my boyfriend decided, so W and R and my boyfriend decided to get a hotel room together in a different hotel at the convention. So when we got to the convention, my friend and R got together. Not dirty or anything, not like that, not yet. My friend just was really attracted to R. Actually being at the convention with them, it was a fun experience. It was fun for my first experience. I got to experience things on the convention floor, buy stuff. We mainly wandered around the vendors hall because that was fun. It was fun to look at all the different products around and all the different merchandise. And also, you can tell when it's your first convention because people will usually take pictures of almost everybody in every cosplay. almost everybody, especially if it's your favorite cosplay. You'll see somebody, oh, that's so-and-so, and it's your favorite character from an anime or whatever. But I was one of those people. I was going around taking tons of pictures in the vendor's hall, and I don't think we went to any panels, maybe one or two, but I know for sure that I told myself the next year that I wanted to go to a lot of different panels and experience that side of the convention. So yeah, I think it was just the vendor's hall mainly. Inside the vendor's hall, I saw that my friend was hanging on R because she had a crush on him. Well, anyway, that's when they started a date. Was technically in July. Well, 3.5 years later, these two lovebirds, they are still dating. And guess what? They're gonna get married! Oh my god, they're gonna get married. I can't but feel super happy for those two. I haven't been around for a lot of their relationship when they're doing whatever, but knowing that I was there in the beginning and I saw this relationship bloom into what it is now, it's a beautiful thing. So I mean, you can find love through anime. They're total weebs. I even lived with them for 2 years. Yep, weebs. So yeah, all in all, my first convention, it was definitely a fun time. And I was under 18 at the time, so I couldn't go to a lot of the older people things, but it was still really fun. I had a really good time, and no other convention feels like that first time. But I still enjoy every convention I still go to. And my tip for you guys is, if you're gonna plan a convention, a trip to a convention, is don't worry about doing everything all in one trip. If you try to do everything all in one trip, then you're going to A, stress yourself out, 2, A, stress yourself out, and B, not have anything to do the next year. There'll be little to nothing to do the next year, and maybe you won't want to return. So, however, each of my convention experiences had something unique to it. So, if you want to do everything you possibly can, go right ahead. That's it for this story time. Thank you guys for joining me, giving me a listen. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more story times or tutorials, whichever comes.